Hello everybody. Thought we would start this episode off actually by watching the original teaser trailer for Dead Space. And I think this was my very first teaser, and you can actually recognize this shot. I used it in the finished film, but this was a very, very early version, sort of a test to see if I could do what I wanted to do. But yes, teasers date back that far. The whole concept of real movies was always to be as much like a movie as possible. So that was like teasers, that was movie trailers, everything. And I do believe that this was the first teaser. Some of me wants to say that it's not, because there was Dead Space 3 and stuff. I really liked here where the music, when it would hit these chords, we would see really disturbing imagery. So it starts kind of peaceful, and then quickly kind of gets pretty graphic with different shots of Isaac getting dismembered and stuff. That was pretty cool. And then sort of the reveal with the classic music and the kind of the warped Dead Space logo. I was experimenting. It was just still very, very early on in my editing. Let's dive now into the actual movie. So that was the teaser. We're back into the actual full film. Really thought it would just be kind of more fun to show some of the other stuff that gets in, that's involved in making these. There are a lot of other people that make game movies. It's pretty common. It's just really hard to find people that can edit it and make it worth watching. I don't want to sit there and sound like I'm tooting my own horn and saying I'm somehow really great at it. However, most people, when you click on game movie, you're looking for just the cutscenes. A lot of those YouTube channels are incredibly successful. Very successful. I couldn't do that. There's part of me, I guess I could, but it's just, it wouldn't work. Which is actually why I came up with the whole concept of real movies in the first place. Was, naturally, it's not R-E-A-L, it's R-E-E-L, because depending on how old you are, you will recall that films used to be kept on actual movie reels. So there were these, I think they were aluminum reels, and then they would wind the plastic film onto it, and then obviously you'd pass the film in front of a projector. So I thought, wouldn't it be kind of cool just to kind of take that concept and, obviously play the pun and play with the whole idea of what's real and so forth. Fun fact, Dead Space was actually pulled down. It's actually the video that's got the most views on my channel. However, it was taken down because people thought it was misleading. They actually thought it was supposed to be a real film. So I kind of see how people would be convinced of that if you didn't understand the different meanings of, R-E-E-Ls and R-E-A-L. And it was flagged so many times for being misleading. People actually thought it was a real film. And I don't necessarily blame them, because if you look at that opening intro to the film, it kind of looks like an actual movie. I still think it's pretty clear that we're watching a video game, because there is no actual Dead Space movie. Oh well. This next shot here coming up, where these little, again, I talked about them before, these bridge sequences, I loved making these. This is probably the most fun making, where I would grab a picture like this, and then I would layer different visual effects over the top. So there's a lens flare, then there's 2 layers of the rocks, so I would actually have the rocks moving, right? And then I would duplicate them and put another layer underneath them, and that's where it would actually make it look like the light rays were passing by them, creating that cool effect. And then I just simply moved where the light ray effect was in Sony Vegas, and it created this effect that looked like light rays. There's a lot of little tricks that I kind of implemented in order to sell sell the bridge sequences, which I still think are the most fun. This actually has an error in this particular part that I kind of regret. I refer to, and somebody else pointed this out to me, but it's, hindsight's 2020. I realized that I refer to them as necromorphs. Isaac does here. There's necromorphs everywhere, he says. Well, they didn't actually have a term yet for them. I probably shouldn't have had them say that. Or shouldn't have had him say that, I mean. You can also see, this film does have a lot of rough spots that I guess, you can be way too picky sometimes and overanalyze.
What happened to the shovel?
Those are at home.
Trying to fit Isaac's dialogue in when there was these small little windows at times comes off a little awkwardly. I almost wish the other characters would pause. The game was never designed for Isaac to have a voice, so I guess that is what it is. And there's really no way around it. Whenever they were doing these kind of dialogues, I would try to kind of get some cool angles of Isaac. Sometimes it felt a little forced, and you can see that here as I'm trying. It would have been cooler just to have the camera kind of slowly rotating around him, perhaps. Just to really kind of sell. Like here, I finally figure that out, but it's a little late.
Can't access that information. Find the captain, and you'll find his rig. With his authorization codes, I can crack.
Isaac's armor is always so cool in all of these games. I particularly like Dead Space 3's armor. At least the main suit. I didn't like any of the other suits, but only the main one. But to be honest with you, every suit in the Dead Space series has always been really cool. So here again, this is actually just concept art. This shot didn't really work all that well. In hindsight, again, I would probably take this out or change it and make something else for this. But I didn't want to constantly reuse the same art assets over and over and over again. Here, the delivery of the dialogue works pretty well. Because she is completely talking to herself, Isaac's like, okay, this is a little weird and strange. She's not actually... I can insert any type of dialogue here that I wanted. I honestly cannot remember what he ends up saying.
Can I go now?
I wish so badly I could have gotten rid of those little pop-up windows there that pop up. Some sort of turning off the tutorial and crap like that. Here, I literally didn't remember what the controls were for a half second. Like, what? How do you pick these things up again? Oh, that's right. I want to say it was different because it changed from one game to the other, but I could be wrong. And here, I walk over a schematic, you'll see, and I knew that if I didn't pick it up, people would get on my case for not picking it up. That's why I picked up the damn schematic. I didn't need it. See? Like, fuck. I'll grab it. Because otherwise I would have just heard it a ton of things in the comments about how, you went right back by that schematic. Well, whatever. I picked it up.
We were attacked. Kendra's gone. 1 minute she was there.
This is probably one of the most effective uses of the flickering light trick. Where basically I go into the video editing software, I put a black image over the top of this image. And that's just the layer of the cake. You just put it right over the top, no big deal. And by doing that, we'll create that flicker, which we talked about in the previous episode. However, I don't go in the door that you think I go into. I actually go into the other door. So where you see this, I'm actually going into that other door to the right. Clever, huh? Yeah. Because I didn't feel that we needed to see every single thing that he goes and collects and picks up. And that does mean that you miss out on some stuff, but for the most part, it's not necessary. I really want to play up the atmosphere here, too, so I was like, you gotta behave like Isaac would here. He delivers his line a little too soon. I should have given it another beat. This was the first time I'd ever dealt with putting dialogue into the game, or in any game. And you'll see in much later projects that has changed. I don't know why I used the flickers there. I don't remember if I did a cut or not. And to be honest, I do not know what difficulty I have the game on right now. I don't remember what I put it at. I know in the previous episode I said I had it on hard, but that was only for that section to make them seem more powerful. I don't remember what I put it at here. You see me stomping bodies all the time. In the original Dead Space, you don't actually have to stomp the bodies to get their loot to come out, but I'm so familiar with it with Dead Space 2 and 3 that I was just doing it by habit. And here we actually include quite a bit of stuff. Part of me thinks I probably could have cut some of this out. You know, coming in that lower door, I could have maybe cut to the top door up here. Who watching this doesn't want to play Dead Space now? Or doesn't want a fourth Dead Space? I know I do. I don't think it's ever going to happen though, guys, so don't hold up hope. Oh, here's another edit. And I don't remember how I did it, but there was a different take there. Here, look at this beautiful shot, right? And then there's that goddamn ammo just sitting there floating. Drove me fucking nuts. I was like, and this is just me out of frustration. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't need you. Damn it, I had such a pretty shot. I'm not doing a retake. I just wanted to show the cool atmosphere that the game has. It's a really pretty game. It holds up really well. The lighting, the space shots are really pretty cool. It's kind of cool to watch this because some of the edits have even fooled me now. That I don't remember why I did what I did because it's been so long. Oh, how the 0G improved in Dead Space 2, huh? Wow. Total difference. I like Dead Space's 2 0G. It's a lot more fun than this, jumping from one location to another. Although this, technically, you know, this would work if you had magnetic boots and you could do this properly. It's just more fun in the second and third games. These batteries, man. They never get better either. Now, in hindsight, again, these bridge sequences, I wish I had probably rendered them in advance. Because some of them don't work as well as others. And this one here in particular, I don't think works quite as well. It is a map painting again. It's coming up. It's a map painting. It's going to be after I kill this Necromorph. With... What the hell did I put over that? I put some asteroids. They're not green screen. They're templates. So it's just stones that you could basically put over any image you wanted. Crush that Xbox. I just don't know if it sells quite well. So you see how they merge together quickly? Like that? And I don't think it sold quite as well. It still looks okay. That Nishimura template, that's the first time we've used that. I was really fortunate and found somebody that had one of those online. In essence, I then could put the Ishimura wherever I wanted. God bless that. Again, we just... Bridge sequences, man. So convenient. I can skip a shit ton of stuff. Oh, and next episode we'll have to talk about Mercer. Yes, Mercer has been removed. And we will... fuck it. We'll talk about it now, as we're talking to Nicole here. The reason Mercer's not in the Dead Space real movie is because he's not essential to the telling of the story. Therefore, I took him out. Shit, does he have blood on the mask? That is so cool. I didn't know that they did that in the first game. This is cool. Anyway, he's not really important to the story. You see his madness and everything. He kind of goes mad. The reason it's taken out was Isaac already is kind of going insane. Spoiler alert, but Nicole's already dead. Okay? And it didn't feel like... including Mercer would have required another hour to a movie. And for me, I really, really try to keep the movies around 2 hours. If I can't, so be it, because, like, I know Dead Space 3 is the longest because there's just so much that's in there that I have to try to cover. But Mercer just wasn't that important to the overall arc of everything that was going on. He was filler, to be completely honest, so he basically was cut. And I don't think that the story of Dead Space is about Mercer. I think it's about Isaac's journey. And ultimately, when you're cutting a film, you do have to make decisions about what's important to the integrity of the story. And to me, he just simply wasn't.
And they look good. Thank God. I'll start accessing the captain's records right now.
So that's going to end it here, guys. If you are enjoying this series, be sure to leave a comment, hit the likes. Oh, another cool bridge sequence. This is actually what we'll pick up in the next episode. And until next time, thanks, guys.